My name is Jeff Wicks, and I'm a specialist investigative journalist with News24. Today, I'm joined by my colleague Sikonathi Mantshantsha in our Randburg studios, and together we have published the first installment in a News24 investigation called Hunted, Inside the Mpho Mafole Assassination. Good afternoon, Sikonathi. It's always good to have one of these audit discussions with you in a very sanitized studio environment. For the benefit of our listeners who may not have been following the news or following our coverage of this matter, can you tell us a bit about who Mpho Mafole was and exactly what befell him?
Jeff, thank you. Mpho Mafole had been working for the Ekurhuleni Municipality, which is in the east of Gauteng, for 3 months, starting on the 1st of April 2025, as the chief audit for corporate and forensic investigations there. He was murdered on the 30th of June 2025, exactly 3 months to the day when he started working there. He had been auditing and investigating some of the contracts that the municipality had awarded, in this case the chemical toilets, mobile chemical toilets, which get placed in places such as squatter camps where there is no sanitation infrastructure.
So that was obviously the subject of our first take on exactly why he was assassinated. Can you tell us a bit more about that specific tender? It's a lucrative deal that runs over years.
Yes, over the past 3 months since his murder, we had been working and trying to distill and find out exactly why Mpho Mafole had been murdered, what he had been working on, which will lead us to the possible motive and hopefully to the paymasters, the masterminds behind his assassination. What we found is a report that he was requested by the municipality on the 20th of June, 10 days before his murder, to check a probity check, to check whether indeed the municipality had followed its own supply chain processes, had followed the law fairly, equitably and transparently in awarding a 1.8 billion rand tender for 3 years to supply these chemical toilets to these settlements that have got no sanitation infrastructure. This is a tender that's been rolling, as you know, these settlements popping up all over Gauteng. The municipalities have to service them and make sure at least the people have some modicum of respectability and dignity in that they can have this sanitation infrastructure. It's a lucrative tender that tenderpreneurs really look forward to. You had in this particular round 223 companies bidding, but the municipality could only award it to 15 such companies.
So contested terrain in that tender process. And from what we know, Mafole's audit was undertaken under extremely truncated timelines. It was done in a hurry, and he managed to get a report finalized several days before he was assassinated. What were the high-level takes from his probity audit?
Jeff, the first unusual thing, it was odd that the municipality requested the men to provide an audit report like within 10 days before the end of the financial year. The municipality's financial year ends on June 30th. So they would be able to award the contract for the year starting the 1st of July. And in this case, it would run for 3 years to June 2028. They asked him to produce this, and it would appear there was no intention really on the part of the municipality to investigate this. He did. He worked flat out with a team of 4 other auditors, and he was the leader of the team. In 6 days, they produced a report that was scathing of the municipality's conduct and said this contract is irregular in many respects. Some of the bidders that you have turned down or did not award the contract to absolutely deserved to be awarded based on the information that you, the municipality, in the bid specifications had requested. Yet some of those that you had awarded are themselves not exactly what they should be. So it was a short leash. It really happened within 10 days, and as soon as he submitted his report on the 26th of June, Mafole was murdered 4 days later on the 30th.
So I think critical in this is understanding that the performative nature of this probity audit aside, the take-home message is that there were irregularities that his team found. He made recommendations and he highlighted these in plain English. There were certainly problems with this tender. Now, what's valuable context for us in our investigation is what we found out what happened after that. So bring us into the picture and help us understand exactly how these findings were massaged and distorted when it was moved up the chain of
Jeff,
command.
it's absolutely brilliant. So the story we published on Monday showed that what he had been working on, because remember, we are trying to find out why Mpho Mafole was murdered. The only way we can possibly get to that is knowing exactly what he was investigating. We found that he produced this report with these scathing irregularities, said you've exposed the municipality to lawsuits, to litigation. You have actually exposed the municipality to possible irregular expenditure. You are now possibly derailing service delivery in the sense that these losing bidders may actually contest this, and it would be problematic. Now, what's important in the story that we published on Tuesday is what the municipality did and did not do with those findings. It actually sanitized the report and totally misrepresented Mpho Mafole's finding, in the sense that Philip Rahwale, direct boss to Mpho Mafole, wrote to the chief financial officer, to the municipality's group chief financial officer, and said, we did a sample on these 15, we checked all these 15 winning bidders and we found absolutely no problem. The audit team fully supports the award as it is, which is a total misrepresentation of what the audit team actually found. It said there are serious irregularities here. The municipality needs to look into this and fix it.
So on the 26th of June, Mpho Mafole files his reports and said there are material irregularities. We will be susceptible to legal challenge in respect of this tender.
Yes.
Within 24 hours, we see a complete change in direction. His direct report, Philip Rahwale, essentially says, our audit team assessed all of the winning bidders, which we know from Mafole's report is not true. And secondly, he completely whitewashes the entire process and misrepresents the findings.
Misrepresenting Mafole's report misleads the municipality. It says everything is hunky-dory. It is not. Mafole stated clearly that this procurement is riddled with irregularities. Philip Rahwale tells the municipality, tells the council that we looked at this and we are fully happy that the contract was awarded fairly, and therefore you can please go ahead and confirm. That is not the case. That's a total misrepresentation of Mafole's findings. What we need to know now, what happened between Mafole submitting a report that states the exact opposite of what Rahwale says? How did Rahwale and Lehrutla, who, this is Kagiso Lehrutla, the group chief financial officer who had ordered the investigation in the first place, had been copied by Mafole in his report, so he knew exactly what the findings were when he accepted a letter that actually contradicted and misrepresented that. What happened in that 24 hours after they received a report that said all is well?
Certainly there will be more to this story. This is a investigation advanced by News24. It's been running for several weeks now, and you can rest assured that we will bring you closer to the answers that you deserve as members of the public. Once again, thank my colleague Sikonathi for joining me, and also thank our subscribers for their support. Without them, we would not be able to undertake long-term and resource-heavy investigations such as this one. If you have more information related to Mpho Mafole's assassination, you can go to www.news24.com/tips and use our secure drop whistleblower platform to feed that information to us. Thank you very much.